Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Caroline and today I have another video on dumb things people say to people with chronic illness. So before we get started, I'm still doing some market research on what the chronically ill community needs in regards of avoiding and handling medical gaslighting. So I would really appreciate it if you would spend 30 to 60 minutes of your valuable time to help me find out what it is you need to deal with medical gaslighting. I will put a link in the description down below to my booking site where you can book a time with me where I can ask you some questions about medical gaslighting. If you can't find a time and day that fits your schedule, please DM me on my Instagram, that's also called The Art of Being Ill, and we'll find a time we both have time for it. So let's see what dumb things people are saying to people with chronic illness. As always, I went online and I actually found an article from 2018 that Teen Vogue did, where people were sharing things able and healthy people had said to them that really hurt them. So I read through it and I am gonna share some of them with you. It's rough. It's rough. Okay, so let's just get started. I'm just gonna read to you. You need to just push through. I'm thankful to still be able to work during the weeks, which basically means my weekends consist of playing catch up on energy and sleep. My friends and family still always tell me to push through when I mention needing to rest or cancel on plans. In some ways, it feels like they're not validating my illness or condition. I realize that they don't understand what having chronic illness feels like or consists of, but it would be nice to be reassured that it's okay to cancel plans, to rest and recuperate from the week every once in a while. You know, I think a lot of us have heard the whole push through, and the thing is, people pushing through is the reason a lot of people have stress, anxiety, depression, and so on. It's never a good idea to push through. And this person is working and is very grateful to be able to work. But it comes with the price of really not doing anything in the weekends. And the fact that this person then has people around them that doesn't seem to validate this person's illnesses, it's just really sad, because it really sucks when you're sick that you have to cancel plans. And let's face it, all of us have done it multiple times, canceled all types of plans with friends and family because we just didn't have the energy, we were just not feeling up for it. And there's nothing worse than doing so, especially if you know that your friends and family don't understand, because you can be very afraid of ending up no one ever inviting you to anything. Luckily for me, that's not the case. Saying just push through is such an mean thing to say to somebody. Like, it's so insensitive. And this person also says that, you know, I understand they don't understand what it's like. But just because, you know, I think it's really important that when you actually don't understand something, you have to understand that you don't understand it, right? And then listen. So if somebody says to you, I can't come because I'm just exhausted from work all week, I'm not feeling well, I need to catch up on my energy, and you know this person has illnesses, instead of saying push through it, you know, you should be like, oh, okay, I don't get that because I don't understand what that's like, but I'm gonna take this person's word for it, because they probably wouldn't say it if it wasn't their reality, right? So I think it's just a little bit sad, to be honest with you. You always bring up your pain, which I don't. You shouldn't focus on it. This really upsets me because I have severe full body chronic pain that never goes away. It's 24/7. I've had this pain since I was 8 years old. However, it has only gotten worse since time progresses. I overcome a lot to try to function like a normal human. So saying that I always bring up my pain when really I just bring bring it up in passing conversations. Okay, what did I just do there? So saying that I always bring up my pain when really I just bring it up in passing conversation every once in a while makes me feel defeated and a little lonely. Aww. Honestly, I think what a lot of people don't really understand when it comes to people with illnesses that has symptoms all the time, in this case chronic pain, is like they do not speak a lot about it. They actually, I think if you experience that level of pain, you would talk a lot more about it, right? We hear, people who are healthy and able, just they have the flu and they don't talk about anything else and they think they're gonna die. And I think compared to the pain level that this person is feeling, I'm pretty sure this person doesn't talk a lot about it. It's like, because we don't, and I know that feeling. A lot of people have a hard time not believing that I'm sick. They do believe that I'm sick, but it's just I seem so normal to them. But that's first of all because they don't see me at home when I'm at my low and I'm resting and I can't do anything. So that's just like first of all, but also because I don't talk about how horrible I feel any particular day. I might say I have some abdominal pain or something like that, but I'm not telling them how bad it actually is. I'm not telling them how exhausted I actually am and that I could literally just fall asleep while I was doing my job. It's, I don't tell them these things. We don't tell them as much as we could because it's our everyday life, right? It's the new normal, sadly. So it just feels like you shouldn't focus too much on your pain. It's like, so what am I supposed to do, right? It's like, what is this person supposed to do? It's like, if you just don't think about it, it's not there. And that's just really not how the body works. It's such an ignorant thing to say. I don't think these people have any understanding on how hard it is to live with chronic illness and something like chronic pain. One thing is that it's hard to understand something that you do not live with yourself, that you haven't tried and experienced on your own body, but at least believe the people who live with it, right? It's just such a sad thing. I told you this video was gonna be rough. Let's take the next one. You're so lucky to be able to stay at home and not have to work. It's a luxury to live like a queen. This came from an ex-coworker the day after I quit because I could no longer work and manage my chronic pain. Wow. So this person is saying that it's a luxury to live with chronic illness and not be able to work. I think most people who are chronically ill, who either can't work full-time or can't work at all, I think a lot of us would gladly switch lives with a healthy and able person so that we could work. It's honestly, it's more a luxury to be able to work. I don't know why people say things like this. I mean, it's not a luxury to have to stay home and not be able to. Some people are not even able to provide for themselves, right? Because of their illnesses. And we are not able to, a lot of us are not able to ever accomplish any of our goals and dreams because we have this illness or illnesses that is kind of working against us. So it's just like, it's not a luxury, trust me. It's a luxury to be healthy and able and actually capable of working. It's not a luxury to stay home all the time. It's very lonely. And again, people don't see what's going on when we are at home. We don't live interesting lives. A lot of us are in pain. And it's not in any kind of way fun. And if you are also having financial troubles because of your illnesses, it's a lot of stress as well because you're not able to do anything about it, right? You're not capable. I'm lucky I live in Denmark, so it's not that big a problem here because we are a welfare state. But if you live somewhere where it's like there's no help to get, you imagine the stress of not being able to pay your bills, but not being able to work either so you can pay the bills. I mean, that must be such an insane level of stress, right? so I just, these kind of statements, they just really bother me, you guys. I want to read you one more that's about not being able to work. When someone found out I wasn't allowed to work anymore, they said the following: "Well, you've got it made, haven't you?" Was all the more hurtful as it was said by someone who knew very well and had seen me at my worst. Felt like a kick in the teeth. I think a lot of people with chronic illness hear this one, that it's something that, you know, we somehow got on social security or disability support or whatever, and they think we don't really need it. It's just some kind of a scam. I hear that in Denmark too. I hear people really thinking that, you know, people are cheating their way into disability, getting disability support. And it's such a weird thing to think that people do. Because first of all, you don't just get disability, right? You have to have a doctor saying that you have this illness and that you therefore can't work or can't work full time. How corrupt do you think the doctors are? What makes you think you can just go to the doctor's office and say, "I don't want to work. I want to be on disability. Can you give me some illness and just sign off so I can get..." Like, what kind of a doctor would say, "Sure"? I mean, seriously? It's the weirdest thing in the whole world. And, you know, it's like, and you don't really become rich on being on disability or being on any kind of social support. You're not really getting rich by that. So it's not like you have a great life. You know, I really don't understand why people would think somebody would make it up. And they also think that doctors, for some weird reason, will just say, "Sure, I'll sign off the paper so you don't have to work. We'll just say you have this and this and this." It's like, have you ever met a doctor who would just say, "Sure, that's a good idea"? Like, no. It's like the weirdest thing ever. Like, and especially in this case where the person is like, well, this person, you know, who said this knew exactly how bad it was and what this person has been through, and that, you know, seen her at her worst, and yet they think it's a scam because she doesn't want to work. It's like, I can't stretch this enough, but there's almost nothing I wouldn't do in this world to be able to hold down a normal full-time job and provide for myself. Nothing. I would love to, but I don't have that luxury. So everyone, that was today's video. I hope you really enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and also like this video, turn on notifications, share the video, do your thing. You can also go follow me on my Instagram. That's also called The Art of Being Ill. And I will see you next time right here on my channel, The Art of Being Ill. Have a blessed rest of the day.